as we have learnt, a remnant of the kingdom of Judah do return to Jerusalem under Zerubbabel's leadership. They rebuild the temple. Later, under Ezra's leadership, they restore worship in the temple, and then under Nehemiah's leadership rebuild the walls around Jerusalem, under both Ezra and Nehemiah also experiencing spiritual renewal and revival. However, this was only a remnant, and we now, by the time we get to the 1st century, we see that the people from the kingdom of Judah are now regarded as the Jewish community. When Persia capitulates in the ancient Near East and the Mediterranean to Greek rule and leadership under Alexander the Great, we see that he has a desire to Hellenize the world, to unite it under Greek thought and culture. Jewish communities in the diaspora dispersed across this vast area are now separated from the temple, and they build meeting houses, meeting places for themselves, literally in the Greek synagogues, where they meet to pray, worship, receive education, and enjoy community together. By the time we get to the 1st century, there is this network of synagogues across the Roman Empire. The Jewish community were torn under Greek leadership. Some went with the status quo of the project of Hellenization, aligning themselves with Greek culture and thought, but others actively resisted it and suffered terribly during that time. A leader arose called Antiochus Epiphanes, who built an altar to Zeus and put it in the heart of the temple in Jerusalem, and sacrificed a pig there, desecrating it. This it instigated a revolt, famously by the Maccabees, who managed to throw off the shackles of external dominance and establish independent Jewish rule in the region until the Romans come in about 60 BC and trample the region back under their dominance and control. By the time we get to the 1st century, we get to a Jewish community fervent and desiring a political military leader like David, a son of David, a suffering servant, a son of man, who will recover Israel as Yahweh's promised land and will recover his kingdom marked by righteousness and peace amongst the nations. They are craving a Messiah, a saviour, someone who will rescue them from this external jurisdiction of Roman rule and re-establish their own independent rule once and for all, a new golden age in the land of Jerusalem, Judea and Galilee.